Well, my name is Kimberly. B, is that enough? Okay. Swift River means everything to me. This was my first time, going into any treatment facility, and I was ready, I was ready to put in the work, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Super scary. Kind of felt like walking into college for the first time again, like, oh my God, what are my roommates gonna be like? Are people gonna like me? But I just feel so blessed that I ended up here because I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And I just feel really lucky that I ended up here because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I just can't say enough about the staff, and it was just a great experience. I really had to take a, look within and be honest, brutally honest with myself, and realize that alcohol has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. It's fine when I was drinking beer. I thought everything was fine. Then I've been struggling with mental health problems like my entire life. I've been in therapy for a long time, but around COVID, when I had to work from home, that's where things really took a turn for the worst. And one day I picked up some vodka and just really didn't stop. So I was drinking to, I was self-medicating. Being in such a depression, I drank to feel something or nothing. Because the sadness was just so overwhelming. And that was the time when I drank, I felt like, okay, things aren't so bad. It's because I wasn't thinking. Last summer, I ended up in a psychiatric facility because I wanted everything to just be over. I didn't want to be here anymore. I mean, it was really bad. I left a note, I left a phone, I left my keys, and I walked away with the intention of never coming home. I was in a big park where I'm from, and this woman was jogging by and saw me sitting there crying, and she ended up coming down and talking to me, and she just really changed my mind. And so I ended up in the psychiatric facility for just over a week or so, decided I don't want to die. And I wanted to be able to enjoy whatever time I have left on this planet. So I stayed sober for about 2 to 3 months and ended up drinking because I actually found I must have hit it on myself at some point. And I was like, oh, it's just a nip or two. It'll be fine, Sure enough, that's all it took for me to just spiral right back out of control. And my friend picked up my phone one day and she said, I'm texting your brother, it's time. And I didn't fight it. I was ready. In a sense, I was ready, but I didn't fight it. I ended up in detox only a few days and then was lucky enough to end up here. And I feel better than I have in probably 15, 20 years. I'm eating well, I feel good, I'm exercising, I'm engaging with my family. I just no longer feel the need to drink, to get by. The anxiety, the depression, and I spent years on different medication, but I was just kidding myself because like, this doesn't work. But in reality, if you're drinking the entire time, you don't know if your medication's working. So it was nice now to still be in therapy, be on medication. I know it works, and I don't feel the need to drink anymore. I know it's easier said than done. It's been 129 days today, and I'm just really looking forward to my future for the first time in 5 years. I feel like there's better things ahead. It's really the working out, the volleyball every day, the outdoor stuff. I forgot how much I enjoyed doing things. I spent 5 years literally on the couch, not remembering when I brushed my teeth, couldn't remember the last time I took a shower. The staff here, is just amazing. And I found myself again between the counselors and, really putting in the work. I could have just came here and sat back and hid in my room as much as possible, but I really stayed engaged. It's hard to pinpoint one thing that was great about this place or one thing that kind of clicked because it was just as a whole between the staff, the the activities. I was afraid I was going to be stuck in like one home where you couldn't do anything. And then just getting out walking every day. So it was just a combination of things that all clicked, and I think I was just ready. I don't know, it's hard to articulate sometimes because I wish I could pinpoint one thing, but there was 100 things here that just brought me back to life. And I don't know what I would have done if I didn't come. I would let them know how scary it can feel. I feel like I'm not always good at that, is giving people support, but I kind of learned here that I am great at that kind of stuff. But just to give yourself some grace and some time, and there's so many people out there like us that really care. The connections I've made here are friends I'm going to keep for a lifetime, and I would just tell anyone that they're worth it. I think a lot of addicts, we go so long thinking we're just not worth it. And I would tell anyone, it's whether you know it in the moment and as scary as it can be, that it's going to end up being the best thing you ever did. That's probably the best advice I can, and just never give up on yourself. I was in a position where I just wanted to give up, and now I can look at people and just tell them, like, you're so worth it. Take the time to take care of yourself, because in the end, you don't know it when you're walking in the doors, but by the time you leave, I mean, it's just a whole different way of thinking. And I would just try to be as supportive as I could be.